Hello, my mimics, and welcome back to the Mimic Commentary, episode 104. Last episode, I said we were going to talk about the Arterial Leaves and the Lilies and yada yada, but instead, we're just going to go pick up the Greatsword and go explore more of beautiful, wonderful Caelid. Looks like these guys are already dead. And so are the dogs. So, you know what? That's good enough for us. This place is just so gnarly and so nasty. This is actually in the Greatsword. Ooh. All right, before we talk about that, I want to talk about something real quick. In the Book of Knowledge, Volume 2, Miyazaki does an interview where he says that, he's asked what was different about designing the levels of Elden Ring compared to past titles. And he mentions how they started with the lore first, because the mythos was penned by George R. R. Martin. And then he uses Caelid as an example. He said that Caelid is where Radahn and Melania fought the last battle in the Shattering. And so they went from there and made the level, the visuals and design all came from the lore that they wrote based off of the mythos of George R. R. Martin. So when we think about why is Caelid like this, why did Radahn and Melania go to war with each other? Well, the reason was written by George R. R. Martin. And we think about those implications and we think about the ending of Elden Ring and we think about what that means for Shadow of the Erd Tree and all that. Well, then we start to see that much of what we're seeing has been planned from the get-go. We're finding these dogs, eating also the dead, rotten dogs. It makes us, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but we have to consider, why are these big animals here? Are these animals that are here native to this region? And also we're doing some lily hunting. Are they native to this region, or are they... did they come here later? Like, so far we haven't seen any in Liurnia, we haven't seen any in Limgrave. So they're so far they're just here, but like, are they big because of the rot? Like, what is making them so big? I think we'll do... Oh, Grace wants us to go this way. However, there's ruins that way. So we'll go the opposite of Grace, and we will take those ruins. But before we do, let me just refresh, and then we'll talk about the Greatsword. All right, so the Greatsword. Coarse iron lump of an ultra greatsword mows down foes by utilizing its incredible weight. Though handling it is likely to require the wielder to have surpassed the realm of merely human, it is precisely for this reason the weapon is used to slaughter and even inhuman foes. If we take a look at our... This was found in Godric's grafting grounds and given to us by Nefeli Lu, an iron charm that resembles a mass of weaponry. The talisman was derived from an unusual greatsword once wielded by a hero hungry for vengeance. Now, both of these could be referencing, and I think it's very likely that they may both be referencing Castle Morn and maybe the grafted greatsword, but it's also referencing Berserk and Guts from Berserk. Now, we don't have to talk too much about Berserk because it's not that relevant yet for Elden Ring, but as you know, all my footage that I do for my videos is from my Black Swordsman cosplay playthrough. The Black Swordsman Saga is how I first really started doing Elden Ring videos, and the Black Swordsman Saga will continue in the future to get the stunning conclusion of the Black Swordsman. Right now, though, this is honestly, it's my favorite weapon. I don't think... Oh, we can wield it. Wait, with two hands, we can wield the Greatsword. I'm going to try not to use it, though, because, let me tell you, I got to do a playthrough where I'm not using Greatswords. So, yeah, well, we'll talk about Berserk when it's more relevant. And since Grace wants us to go this way. Now, I don't know if I mentioned or if we really talked about it before, but just thinking about Radahn is the scourge of the stars, and he's holding the stars back. Selen tells us that he's holding back Mistress Rani's fate. Oh, and now that it's evening, the dogs they're getting red eyes because they're getting a little more. They're going to be a little more violent and aggressive. I don't know if it gives them more strength, but they will be more difficult. How much does the magic damage do against them? Oh, it stuns them. You know, these guys look threatening, but, you know, with enough stats, they're not that terrible. Yeah, what I wanted to say was thinking about him holding back the stars, and what do we know about stars? They hold Ronnie's fate, and what is this? There's the astrology, the fate once written in the night sky. So the fate once writ in the night sky. So Radahn is a Quarian. He comes from a moon family. He was most likely at the royal moon gazing ground, staring at the moon with his family. And him holding back fate, him holding the stars, being the star scourge, I know many people will read that as possibly showing him being in opposition to his family. But to me, it seems like he may actually be really in cahoots with his family. Like, the moon controls the stars now. At least the son of the moon controls the stars. He has his own goals that might not be aligned with his family. So far, let's see, bird-on-bird action. So far, we can tell that it looks like Ronnie, Rykard are aligned together. They also have equal interest in protecting their mother, Renala. So if we can find anything that indicates a connection between Radahn and Rykard, Radahn and Ronnie, even though we have to kill him, we when we talk to Gideon, he says like, well, he might not represent he might not be like his old self anymore, and it probably has to do with something about the rot. Let us. Oh, I have to. We'll talk about these items in a second, but I want to get rid of these birds. You know, these crows make me think of Velka. I don't know if we should be thinking Velka from Dark Souls. I mean, she has her own... these new? No. She has her statue at the Church of Vows. So should we think of anything interesting that the Forsaken Ruins, are guarded by crows, and it's Trina's lilies that are here. These are going to be the only Trina lilies that we find in, I think, all of Caelid, if memory serves me correct. What do we see here? Just Divine Tower. You know, I don't know if there's much look and listen when it comes to the Trina's lilies here. It's interesting that we haven't touched these ruins yet, but those are going to be the Caelum ruins, so those have a name, but these are the Forsaken ruins. These are the ruins that are forgotten, left behind. Another Trina lily. There should be 3. Oh, there's 4. Oh, 5 in total, so 3 right here. Our 3 sisters. Whoa, I want to read the message. Arm and ahead, all the more, let there be sleep. Yeah, so these ruins, and it's guarded, this makes me think, or not that it's guarded, but it has it's locked within. This is definitely oh, there's more, 6. How many more are there? Do we see anything interesting? We see that this is a giant, a titan, as we'll call them, embedded into the ground. But when was this forsaken, I guess our questions should say. And was this always a safe haven or a forward operating base, a base of operation for St. Trina's followers? These followers who want to dull the senses, prevent agitation, and search for St. Trina in their dreams. I think that's the most important part of St. Trina, that people are searching for her in their slumber. That what do these messages say? Ambush ahead, you're a liar. Let there be sleep. The chest is tree and beast coated, so it makes me think Golden Age of the Erd Tree. And we get the Sword of St. Trina. We're actually going to Let's see, will we still medium roll if I hold 2 swords? Yes. Okay, we're going to have to upgrade this thing. First, let's take a look at it. Actually, we'll look at it down here. We'll throw down our glowstones. So let's take a look at this bad boy. So, right out the gate, we got the lilies, the lily motif right out the front on the sword. And it's for St. Trina. We have been finding lilies all over the place, including our shield. So when we think about our shield, the Eternal Cities, even though we think, oh, you know, there's Miquella's lilies, now with the Sword of St. Trina showing the lilies on it, it immediately makes me think that this St. Trina, that the lily motifs that we see throughout the game are actually for St. Trina's lilies. And St. Trina's lilies of, you know, what have we been saying? What have we been saying? They look like they're kind of, these are ethereal, these are dreamlike. Miquella's lilies of unalloyed gold, faith in the Caelid tree, this is like physical, real, it's earthy. These are not. So what else do we say? Oh, the rune cipher on there, is that the same as our bell? Yes, those I think are exactly the same, and this was given to us by Ronnie. So the Saint Trina and Karya is like 1 for 1, it seems. And you know, the great rapper Nas, in his song "New York State of Mind," famously said, "I never sleep, because sleep is the cousin of death." And we get the spirit calling bells, who we call spirits who've passed to the great beyond, has the same runic cipher as the St. Trina sword. And the sword, most importantly, is silver. This is a silver sword. And when we think silver, what do we got to think of? The larval tears, of course, a creature of mimicry, known as silver tears. So this silver sword, I'm getting mimic. But because, and I'm thinking St. Trina is, you know, is the mimic of the Miquella's lilies. But with prophecy, you can never, oh wait, is she actually on the hilt? Is there a, oh, can you see her on the hilt? Looks like oh yeah, there's a woman on the hilt. It's hard to see with the hands. But you could see flowing hair in like a ivory. You can kind of see it there. And, you know, with prophecy, with the future, you know, Miquella we have his bewitching branches. Now this is the place where the blade of Miquella, Melania the Severed, fought Radahn. He's loved by many. You know, with prophecy, with future sight, people can mimic things that don't exist yet. And if they're doing that, well, that's crazy. That would cause for crazy causal issues. Silver sword carried by clerics of St. Trina. Inflicts sleep ailment upon foes. St. Trina is an enigmatic figure. Enigmatic. Enigmatic means difficult to interpret or understand, mysterious. Well, you can say that again. Some say she is a comely young girl. Others are sure he is a boy. The only certainty is that their appearance was as sudden as their disappearance, and the unique skill is Mists of Slumber. Releases a faint purple mist. Purple is tied to St. Trina, tied to silver, tied to mimicry. And it's also the combination of red and blue. It's the combination of red and blue. Purple is made from red and blue, so we think of our cerulean crimson. Cerulean and crimson makes purple. Our daggers, where are they? Our assassin's daggers are cerulean and crimson. Combine this together, we get purple. Blue, red, the red feathered and blue feathered branch swords, which have to do with the death birds, put them together, so purple. So definitely sleep is the cousin of death is really popping up here as purple being the, like, you know, being a cousin of death, but it's being sleep, and there's a little mimicry going involved. So people can't interpret St. Trina as a young girl or a boy. So when people are searching for St. Trina in their dreams, either they're a young girl or they're a boy. The only certainty is that their appearance was as sudden as their disappearance. Now we're going to upgrade this weapon. We're going to actually go to EG to upgrade. And let's think about that. So if we're thinking dreamlike, well, if you're coming up in someone's dream, Saint Trina could look like a boy or a girl, depending on who the dreamer is. Like, it could be as a way to reflect what the dreamer wants to see. What? Oh, did we ask him about? No, I shouldn't. I'm not going to ask him about Nokron. I think we already did that. So, if depending on who you are, this one we went to 6. We're gonna do the smithing 4 on it. What does that do for our damage? It's way weak compared to our other sword, but I'm thinking we're gonna put someone to sleep. And the feathers, look at all those feathers. And then after they're asleep, we're gonna hit them with the Common Azor. So Saint Trina appearing as a boy or a girl. This could also be this the Mikola Ronnie thing. Ronnie, if the visions of the lily, I have to check all the way over there. We're gonna run past. If the visions of like people putting lily motifs are a way to do prophecy, confuse images of the future by making like a mimic, then people might confuse Ronnie for Mikola. Oh, come on. I want him to go to sleep. Oh no, am I gonna die trying to put the puppy to sleep? It could, that's one of the ideas that I have for that. I guess, man, sleep takes a while. I'm just gonna kill him before he goes to sleep. Maybe I have to do the Ash of War again. Okay, no, I just killed him before I could put him to sleep. Yeah, could it be a thing of when you're talking to someone in dreams, you're just trying to get them to see, to convince them with a dream by showing them what they want to see? So using a young boy or a young girl would be the most opportune thing depending on who it is. Oh, he's going to fall asleep. Oh, I ran out of while he's sleeping, I can... Oh, that's so interesting. When he falls asleep, I can get a critical hit on him. Are all of them like that? I'm going to have to see that if that's the case. We're going to need more Somber Stone so I can upgrade the sword more. The other thing is the only certainty is that their appearance was as sudden as their disappearance. Now that also makes me think of dreams too. Like a dream is, it comes and goes. Like you forget your dreams, unless you're doing dream journaling, or you're someone who's trying to participate in lucid dreaming. We already went this direction, so we should be good over there. I'm just checking around. Yeah, okay, we don't want to go this way yet. We want to go... Oh. We want to go the other way. But we do want to take this. That looks like a Silver Scarab, so is it going to be Sombers? Yeah, but I need a Somber 5, don't I? Is that an indication of the power of, or the nascency... Not nascency, of the temporariness of dreams, how, dreams just come and go, and that's the disappearance, like the sudden disappearance? Or is it just be like there's a moment in time where Saint Trina is active, and Saint Trina is sending people dreams, and then she's not? Is that what it means? If that's the case, we might start saying, well... If that's the case... Whoa, sorry. I'm just the birds. Is he going to just fall asleep? Oh, he does fall asleep. Oh, I can't hit him, though. So I just have to do one Ash of War. Oh, that also got him, too. Can I get the crit on him? I've never used this weapon before. But Mimic Commentary, gotta try new things. when is that period that Saint Trina is active? And just because Saint Trina might be active in a certain time period rather than another, that doesn't indicate to me that her lilies couldn't exist, or their lilies, I should say, because now the gender is ambiguous. Some people think she's a boy, some think he's a girl. Wait, yes. But because we don't actually know, since we don't know when Saint Trina is active, and Saint Trina is like a dream person, it's hard to say. They could be active since it's dreams. How do dreams work when you send them to someone? Do you send them for a certain period of time? When do you send them? If I send you a dream, and since prophecy exists in the game, the past, the future influencing the past, does that mean it's dreams only sent in the future? Is it dreams sent from the past? Is it only dreams sent in the present? Like, can a dream from the future impact the past? Can a dream, a dream be sent into the future? Can a dream be sent into the past? Or is it just only during the active time that someone is available that dreams are being sent out? So that's one of the difficulties we have with, her disappearance is as sudden as her appearance, or appearance as sudden as her disappearance. So that's why I kind of lead towards the idea of it's because she only appears in dreams. But what do you guys think? I need help with that. Oh, also this episode I'm gonna actually have to make a note in. We should set our group password to Mimic. Oh, I just showed all my history. But just do it to Mimic so we could see maybe messages from each other. Someone told me about that in a comment, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know you could do that. We have our fire monk presence. Well, not the monks, but the what do you call it? Their contraptions presence here within Caelid, obviously to help with the rot. We found, which was it? Whirl of Flame? Which one did we get? We got... Oh, I should probably equip this too. Whirl of Flame. We know that the fire monks already have a... they're in Liurnia, they're chasing after Radahn. Some of them have been employed by the Cuckoos to defend the Academy. Now it looks like they have come to Caelid to stop the spreading of rot. Most likely on the orders of Radahn, because Radahn's army is who... Ooh, they're going to fall asleep or just explode. Because Radahn's army are the ones who are fighting, staving off the rot. Interesting here what we're finding. Oh, melted mushrooms. Oh, why do you have a melted mushroom? You had a melted mushroom. Why do you have a mimic mushroom? Is it because we're just above Shifra? Well, what I wanted to say was interesting here is that they're burning these bodies, but they're getting back up. They're most likely burning the bodies because they've been afflicted with rot. However, I want to say I'm going to jump on their head. However, since they actually can't die, they are just burning for eternity, which helps us kind of like... Can I get them? No. Which helps us kind of understand what's going on when we see so many cremated bodies around. Like, they're trying to obviously end their own lives, but they can't. It gives us an idea of what undeath looks like in this world. These people should be dead, but they can't die. They will just burn for eternity. So, and they're not rotting anymore, so I guess that's good. How much does that do? Not much. Need like a water spell. But why do you have a melted mushroom? My thought... Yeah, he had a melted mushroom too. My thought is that perhaps... Does this supposed to say, like, these guys are mimics? Like, they're silver tier mimics? Imitating people? Or just that they have the mushrooms on them? If so, why do they have the mushrooms? Oh, that's kind of hard to say. So I don't have an answer. How's this do on those? Do any damage? 25 damage is bad. I don't actually probably need that at all. I should probably change up my spells a bit. How about Briars of Sin? Oh. Was that silver blood? Is that what it's saying? Are these guys like... They're not dropping larval tears, but are they like night folk? Because night folk used to bleed silver, and in Caria, we found the... Obviously, where is it? We found the Urumi, which is a whip wielded like a whip by night folk warriors. So is that what that is? Also, where the heck is the entrance to this dungeon? Oh, this is a Caelum ruins, and Justice Blade in the Discord, I think, said that Caelum means like of the sky, which we're thinking, you know, this is old Sunrealm territory, so that makes sense. But where the heck is the entrance? All right, I'll be right back when I find the entrance. All right, I found the entrance. I was just, you know, just being silly. Goodbye, Dean. Okay, let's get ready to rumble in here. All right, 2 Mad Pumpkin heads. They were gladiators. Old gladiators turned soldiers. Let's put him to sleep. He's gonna fall asleep. Can I get them both? All right. Fall asleep. Oh, I guess he's not going to fall asleep. That's fine. St. Trina's sword, it worked out. It worked out good. Get to fight one at a time. Sorry, buddy. Oh, I missed. Oh no, I don't have any juice. Oh no. Their flails are on fire, their weapons are on fire, and they're on fire because... Oh man, poor guy. He's going wild. Holy moly, he's not doing any damage though. They're on fire, they're helping fight Rot. Obviously. What's going on? I guess he got tired, he gave himself a headache. What do we know about our pumpkin ashes? What do we know about our pumpkins? I don't think I talked about them that much, actually, when we first got them. Let me look at the ashes again. Spirit of a mad soldier, large, brawny physique. Why is he so large and brawny? He's got like a troll body. He stifled the panic in the dark confidence helmet. He rampages as if driven mad when agitated by bloodshed or the humming of insects. This mad soldier is all that's left of the broken gladiator. So, Radahn, much like Godric, has taken gladiators from the Colosseum into their employ to fight with him. And what do we have here? We have the Visage Shield. Ooh. Let's equip it. Tongues of Fire. Oh, it doesn't work. I don't have... What stat am I missing? 44 strength. So before we use it, before we read of it, this is obviously the front of the flame chariots that we've been fighting. 2 eyes, pipes coming out of the mouth. They're piping hot. He's got a spiky beard. His beards are spikes. He looks agonizing. He looks like he's in pain. And then behind is so awesome that in Elden Ring, in the Lands Between, you got piping and plumbing. This is fairly sophisticated work going on here. And yet, this is a furnace. So I don't know if they had furnaces in medieval times, but this seems technologically advanced. And we can see how it works. It looks like they have the fires there, and then maybe they pipe in oil or something. Oh, yeah, they do have oil. They have oil. Maybe that's why they have the... Oh, that could be why they have the melted mushrooms. Oh, that's why they have the melted mushrooms. Because melted mushrooms are needed to craft oil pots. Aha. You just need melted mushrooms. So you take the melted mushrooms, you turn it into oil, you put the oil in here, and then you shoot oil out and you light it on fire. Okay, that's why there's melted mushrooms. They're not mimics. Tricksome bronze shield depicting the face of a fire giant. All right, so this is the face of a fire giant. This is what they look like, supposedly. Several tongues leap from its open mouth. The dreadful visage and burning flames are designed to remind one of the horror of facing a fire giant. In other words, this shield has an instructional function. Tongues of fire. Ready the shield and spray violent jets. They shoot out jets of fire from the tongues protruding from its maw. Hold to continue spraying fire. The skill can be used while walking. So they're saying this is supposed to scare you. You see this, you're supposed to think fire giants are scary because fire giants breathe fire. And, the fire giants are the mortal enemies of the Erd Tree because their roars desolated nature. They trigger avalanches and whipped up storms of flame. How did they whip up storms of flame? Well, obviously because they're fire giants. They breathe fire. Duh. We also know their prophecy. They're tied to that forge right over there. The dreadful visage and burning flames are designed to remind them of the horror of facing a fire giant. So they want people to still be afraid of them. You're supposed to be afraid of fire giants. Do not feel anything but afraid. To me, this is propaganda. This is a propaganda against the fire giants. They're supposed to, if we're thinking about, do we have anything about the war against the giants yet? I don't actually think we do. I don't think we do. But we know they're the enemies of the Erd Tree just because they're giants, because they roar and they whip up storms of flames. Like, it just sounds like they're incidentally the enemies of the Erd Tree just because of how they are. Like, they're just fire giants and they're just chilling out. Are these the fire giants? No, these are not the fire giants. These guys are too big. I think you might supposed to think they're supposed to be fire giants, but they're not, and I'm not going to pretend they are. The mimic commentary can only go so far. But I think it's supposed to allude that these are fire giants. We know from Night and Flame, astrologers who preceded the sorceress established themselves on the mountaintops that they nearly touched the sky and considered the fire giants their neighbors. So the astrologers in the mountaintops, they considered fire giants to be their neighbors. So they're not that bad of people. You could be neighbors with them. You could live next to them and it's not a problem. So we have to create literal pieces of propaganda, tools of war that should spook you into thinking, oh, well, these guys are bad news. These are bad news guys. This is bad news. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. The fire giants, probably not bad dudes, but they're made to look that way. And now it's raining, and so my Night and Flame isn't going to be that good. So we'll just use some honed bolts. I missed. Oh no. I screwed up. Home boat isn't good. The spells I have are not good. Uh-oh. I think I made a mistake. Oh, they can attack each other. I didn't make a mistake. I just have to get away. I just got to get to somewhere safe. We're not going to go that way, even though I'm like, Grace, screw Grace. We're gonna do the Dragon Barrow after we finish Caelid. Oh my god. I think I made a big mistake, and my spells are all bad. These ones are good though. Okay, all right. Work is getting done. There we go. Okay. I didn't think he would be able to do that. Oh, we don't want to lose our Great Rune. Excellent. Okay. Caelid is a desolate area. Not always the most interesting of lore to talk about. So let me give you some updates on videos that I'm working on. We're working on 2 videos right now. Ooh, look at that. You can actually... This is very human-like. This is a very human-like nose. Human-like brow, and the rot is growing through it. The death that begets life. So these guys died, and life was growing on them. Oh, there's a crow. So I'm working on 2 videos right now. We're working on the Mimic video. The Mimic video is the shared timeline video. That one is the thumbnail that I shared in the community posts for members. And I've also, I think I shared it in the Discord under Mimic Hunting. That thumbnail is actually really fun, and I think very clever, because how the video starts is I do the lore for the Mimic chests in Dark Souls 1 and how they tell us a story. The Mimic chests in Dark Souls tell a really fun story. And the other video I'm working on is the Prophecy video. Sacramental Bud. Believed to originate long ago from a strain of buds cultivated with youthful Sacramental Bud. So far, youthful. Gosh. Comes from the same white branch. Someone brought it here. That's I think all we could say. But the things. What do we have from youth? I think all we have was just the Miquella's Lily. And Miquella's youth. So youthful blood. A maiden, perhaps a maiden's blood. And then it created all these. Well, maybe these just comes from... This could come from actually... It could come from the original strain. Could be Marika's blood when she was a maiden. Maidens are youthful. But someone brought it up here and then they died. But anyway, so the Prophecy video, I'm doing that one too. And I wrote like a draft of the introduction, and then I had someone, one of our members, proofread it. If you're in the Discord, you can find, if you're in the Discord and you go to the Mimics Only chat, that's the members channel within the Discord, you can read the first draft of the Prophecy video. It's going to be different now. We're building on a lot of ideas presented there. But you can get a taste for what we're trying to build into. And those are the 2 things that I'm working on right now. And I've decided to really take my time to make sure that they come out the way I want them to come out and make sure that they're good. I always feel like I'm rushing or competing with someone, like no one in particular, just in general. That would have buffed the dogs if they were around, but they're not. This is very similar to the White Wolves who lead the packs, and then it reminds me of the Dire Wolves as well. And the Dire Wolves came from the north with Latenna. So perhaps the dogs are... Yeah, they would evolve from the wolves. Interesting. But yeah, but I always feel like I'm in a competition with someone, even though I'm not. Like, I'm in a competition of ideas. Like, I really want my ideas of Elden Ring to be mainstream. But I don't really think that's realistic or possible. However, I'm learning to just be like, hey, just enjoy the process and work hard to make a final product that I'm proud of. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I feel very happy about it. So that's good. And this way, we're not going to go this way, because there be dead dragons and they're getting killed by the Scarlet Rot. And I don't want dragons to be my problem yet. There's the well. We will go down there later. I mean, we've done that well before. Oh, look at that. That's a big cerulean scarab. That was big wizard poop. Oh, man. So, yeah, we're having it. The 2 projects that I'm working on, I'm very happy with. How they're turning out, what the ideas are. And I hope you guys will all enjoy the final product. It's going to be a lot of what we've seen in the Mimic commentary, as well as a lot of the stuff that we're building up to. And just like all things, it's good to kill all these mobs in case they drop something good. Oh, they're going to do Scarlet Rot on me. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm totally going to lose my rune, aren't I? I wonder if these guys would drop melted mushrooms. Oh, it's also, these are the type of bodies that we see. Oh, thank goodness I put on Flame Cleanse Me. Oh, that's also interesting. You know, we found Flame Cleanse Me in Liurnia, and that is tied to the Fire Monks, and they kind of worship this guy. Friendly? No, okay. They worship the Fell God of Fire, and we talked about how the blue dancer sealed away that a god of rot. This was in the prophecy speculation video. Where is that? Oh, we could see where the rot kind of ends. In the prophecy speculation video, talked about how a blade in hand, a swordsman sealed away an ancient god, a god that was rot itself, and how the oh, do we have? I think we do have War Against the Giants. It's from the Fire Monk stuff. Fire Monks are its guardians, can burn the Erd Tree from the prophecy. The Fell God lurks within the Fire Giants. This makes me think that maybe the Fell God inhabited the fire. Oh, wait, sorry. Ball of raging fire said to be inhabited by a Fell God. So the Fell God inhabits the fire, and the Fell God still lurks within the Fire Giants. So the Fell God is the fire within the Fire Giants. And it is actually, sorry, we did know about the War Against the Giants. Sorry, there's so many items in this game. It is from the Fire Monk set, isn't it? They're guardians of the Flame of Ruin, but do we have anything about the War Against the Giants? Yeah, we do. Okay. And so following the War Against the Giants, its ruinous blaze is sealed. Okay. The guardians are point, but we just don't know when that is. That was the information I was forgetting. We don't know when the War Against the Giants happened. We just know that it did happen. So far, our time, we have a few events that we haven't been able to place yet. We have the Liurnian Wars, which happened they happened during the Age of the Erd Tree. We know that one. Oh, we didn't pick this up. We have the War Against the Giants. We don't know when that happens. We have Godfrey as Elden Lord, Radahn as Elden Lord, and then we have the War Against the Ancient Dragons. That comes from, so those are our big events, I think. And then we have the Night of the Black Knives, which happens during the Golden Age of the Erd Tree, which is, we've already deduced all that stuff. It's when Sap and Dew is coming around. This is, do we have the War Against the Ancient Dragons? Long ago, Goblin the Golden defeated an ancient dragon. Oh, we don't have, wait. Uh-oh. I did some prophetic knowledge that I didn't have yet. Sorry, everybody. We don't have... Okay. Here are our events. I'm so sorry. War Against the Ancient Dragons, I don't know where that came from. That's something I made up. That was just a thing I said. Long ago, Godwin the Golden, right? Oh, no. They attacked the Lane Del Roy capital. Okay, so we don't know it's a war... We don't have its name. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to keep in line with the theorizing. So we know that the ancient dragons attacked, but we don't know when. But Godwin the Golden defeats Fortisax, giving rise to a cult. So at some point, there is no cult, and then there is. So that's important. We found the Alayandel Knight with the... with the, what do you call it? With the Dragon Prayer Book. And he, gosh, I'm just like, blanking out things. He had the Dragon Cult Prayer Book, so I'm assuming, based on his location, that the dragons attacked before the Liurnian Wars. So we don't know when the War Against the Giants happened. We don't know Age of the Erd Tree. No, we know Age of the Erd Tree is Godfrey. Yes, okay. Sorry, everybody. Just getting everything together. Okay, that was crazy. Here's a telescope. Here's a finger reader. There's some grace. I'm going to hit the site of grace, but only because I'm going to teleport away. Next episode, we're going to, holy moly, look at this stuff. Next episode through Caelid is going to be a wacky one. We are going to go... Grace wants us to go that way, so we're going to use our telescope and go that way. And then that way. We're going to explore that region. Did I ever... I never got a map fragment, did I? Is this... Wait a minute. I'm all over the place right now. Sorry, mimics. Yeah, this is just the Limgrave East map we're still working on. We don't even have a map of Caelid. Oh, that's sick. Okay. All right, everybody. You know the drill. Let's do the thing.